right, let's see here. All righty, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Ravenhawk 6910 live stream. So, got some interesting news I wanted to discuss with you guys. So, mostly just some news that's dropped in the railroad industry and the railroad preservation industry, if you will. So, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because it's really interesting. Wanted to get my 2 cents in on it. And turning myself down here. There we go. Don't know why that's coming up. Anyways, I got some people coming in. Hello, Train Fan 120, Mark's Trains, Randall Ellison. Hey there, buddy. Atlanta Rail Fan Productions, how's it going? And the CSS Rail Fan, how's it going? Good to see everyone here. So, the title and thumbnail of this stream pretty much says it all. The big news that dropped last night is Montana Rail Link ending their contract with the Burlington Northern, or BNSF rather now, to basically means BNSF is getting Montana Rail Link. So I'll read snippets of the article here from Trains Magazine. So for those of you that do not know, here's what we've got. Montana Rail Link will end its long-term lease on BNSF Railway's line in its namesake state, as well as Idaho and Washington, with BNSF resuming operation on those routes. Montana Rail Link President Derek Ullman told employees in a memo on Monday. No timeline for the changeover is indicated in the memo. In the same release, BNSF CEO Katie Farmer said, "We're excited to bring an important part of our railroad's history back into our operations at BNSF. The line will become the MRL subdivision of our Montana division in recognition of the shared heritage of BNSF and Montana Rail Link." Now, the memo says that in an evolving freight environment has left 90% of Montana Rail Link's freight volume on BNSF trains. Direct BNSF operation will eliminate the need to interchange freight between the two railroads. And it also says that Montana Rail Link's 1,200 employees, as of right now, are protected and will go into BNSF employment at this time. So, very interesting news. And hey, Vincent, good to see you there. Came as a shock to a lot of people because Montana Rail Link has proven to be one of the most successful non-Class 1 railroads in the whole of the United States. I would put them up there with the Florida East Coast. And they really did a lot to turn around the old Northern Pacific line in 87 when they got it, because basically when the line was leased to them initially, there was hardly any traffic out there. So they really did a lot to rebuild that traffic. But as of now, a lot of the Montana Rail Link traffic out there are BNSF run-through trains. So, and that was part of the initial agreement, of course, and that's happened for many, many years. But it would seem, now, keep in mind, I'm just a rail fan. I'm not a business analyst. I'm not a number cruncher. This is just an educated guess on my end. I could be entirely wrong. But I do know that Montana Rail Link had a probably 50-year lease on that line that was supposed to terminate in 2047. So a long time down the road from now. They were only roughly 30 years into their operation. So it seems that BNSF is on a trend of ending leases with short line and regional railroads that they've previously leased lines to. So, and we've seen this trend before with other railroads as well, especially in one case with Canadian Pacific acquiring Central Maine and Quebec. So it's definitely interesting. It came as a shock to a lot of people, and Montana Rail Link has been a fan favorite for pretty much since its inception in 87. I personally never went out to Montana to see MRL in operation. I kind of wish I had. And there's still time to see it, because this whole agreement still has to go through the Surface Transportation Board before it can be approved. So basically, you've still got your time, just like with the Kansas City Southern and Canadian Pacific merger. You've still got time, but I'd do it sooner rather than later. Let's see what the chat's doing. What's going to happen to Montana Rail Link, who acquired the railroad? Texas Rail Fan 21, BNSF is acquiring Montana Rail Link. They are terminating the lease that they had on the line to Montana Rail Link. Both parties are in agreement to terminate that lease, so Montana Rail Link will become part of BNSF. In fact, in the article posted from Trains Magazine, it was stated that the new subdivision will be called the BNSF MRL subdivision of the Montana division. What will happen to their SD45s? Actually, a large chunk of their SD45s were sold off a long time ago. There are still some, but I believe they've been remanufactured into 40s rather than 45s. So, what about Montana Rail Link's equipment? Will it go to BNSF? Presumably, yes. And really, it kind of makes sense, especially because they've got the equipment already out there. So, keep it on home rails and possibly even run through traffic. I mean, we've seen Montana Rail Link power even as far down here in the south. So, we'll just have to see how that goes. But it's definitely very interesting news, very sad news in some cases. And, I mean, it's just kind of come as a shock to a lot of people. But, yeah, it is definitely interesting, to say the least. So, but what can you do? This is why I say, and many other people have said, photograph stuff now while you can, because there's no guarantee it'll be there tomorrow. So, but as always, I'm looking forward to the future of railroading. I always am. So maybe this will be a good thing. But we shall see. Hey, Trainman 555, Dave, BNSF N scale. How many SD70 ACEs did they have? I will look that up if you will give me just a moment here. I'm actually curious about that myself. Montana Rail Link SD70 ACE roster. Let's go to Google and find out about that. Would not be shocked if Montana Rail Link SD70 ACEs end up on the Thayer subdivision eventually. I would love to see them here. What I'm hoping for personally, Randall, is that they end up on the Georgia Power coal trains that come down through my neck of the woods, because we get BNSF coal trains through here from Wyoming quite a bit. So it would be nice to see those units here. But we shall see. Pausing the conversation for just a moment here. And we shall see what we can find as far as that question goes. Hope they will keep the 4407, the Veterans Unit, and the 4404, Essential Workers Unit. Well, they'll keep them for a little while, I'm sure, but I'm sure eventually they'll be repainted to BNSF colors. And keep in mind, those aren't actual paint schemes. They're wrap jobs. So the wrap's going to wear off very quickly over time. So that's the thing you got to keep in mind. Okay, let's see here. As far as Montana Rail Link, they have 29 SD70 ACEs, 4300 through 4319, and 4400 through 4408. And then 4316 and 4319 are ex-BHP units. So there's your answer as far as that one goes. So, what about Wisconsin Central? Wisconsin Central has no relevancy to Montana Rail Link. There are some ex-Wisconsin Central units, Randy, but that are on Montana Rail Link. But other than that, they have no relevance to Montana Rail Link. So, K&R Custom Models, good to see you there, buddy. That's all right. Appreciate you tuning in regardless. So yeah, that's the big news as far as Montana Rail Link is concerned. Now, there is some other news that happened as well. But I'm going to take a quick break from that here. I want to show you guys some new model stuff here. So I just got this in the other day. This is the new Atherogenesis Canadian Pacific SD70 ACU. I was lucky to get my hands on this because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this because the pre-order window closed on these long before I got back into HOs. So I am going to get a decoder for this because this is just DC. So there's that. And speaking of DCC upgrades, I've got a couple of locomotives over here that I'm going to be doing DCC upgrades to. The first one is this Rapido Trains Inc. F7B. F7. So I've already got that one taken apart here, and we're just waiting for the decoder to come in. And then the next one I'll be doing is this Bachmann Spectrum 2662. This is a Baltimore and Ohio painted one that I got from a friend of mine's estate when they passed away, so it's going to be cool to get a decoder in this thing finally. And I might do those on a live stream as well. We'll see. So definitely going to be looking forward to that. I remember Spokane, Portland, and Seattle 700 doing some excursions back in 2001 and 2, and they once was a set of semaphores along the Clark Fork River section of the route. Yes, you're right. I do remember that. I actually forgot about those semaphores. I'm sure they're long gone at this point. But hello, Dakota's Trains. Hello, Jordan Erickson. Good to see you guys here. So we got 21 people in the chat right now. Pretty good, or 21 people watching. So if you guys haven't already yet, go ahead and smash that like button for me. It would really mean a lot to me. So, but yeah, might do some live streams putting DCC decoders into these. And I'm also in the process of working on that video of how I make my trees. Unfortunately, I just ran out of hot glue, so I got to get back onto that. But as soon as I get some more hot glue, we'll be able to do that. So anyways, now let's move on to the second interesting piece of news, and that is the Friends of the 261 acquiring the old Rock Island, Silvis, Illinois shops. So this is also another article that was posted from Trains Magazine. So the 90-acre facility was once the main shop for the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad. The Silvis facility has more than 10 miles of track. The main shop is 400,000 square feet with multiple overhead cranes. It includes a wheel shop, warehouse space, locomotive wheel drop table, multiple overhead cranes, and several other smaller shop buildings. The complex is served by Iowa Interstate, BNSF Railway, and Canadian Pacific. The group has been negotiating the move into the complex throughout the last half of 2021. Now, this was the facility that was owned by National Railway Equipment. So they have consolidated their operations to Mount Vernon, Illinois, and Paducah, Kentucky. So the Silvis shop, really, they don't need it anymore. So, but this is a massive facility that both the Friends of the 261 and Railroading Heritage of Midwest America will be moving into over time. And it's been closed since March 2021 when National Railway Equipment moved. And while they're saying that there's no immediate plans to move the 261 to Silvis, they will be using it for maybe excursions out of there or display in the new museum once that is done. So the Friends of the 261 is accepting donations to offset the cost of the project and is urging supporters to donate and become members of the organization by visiting 261.com. A new website has also been developed for the Railroading Heritage of Midwest America at www.rrhma.com. So I think that's pretty cool. So nice engine, but it's not O-scale. Yeah. You liked the HO stuff when I brought it over there. Quit your complaining. Reading and Northern merged into NS. No, that is not true. They are still around as an independent railroad. Hey, Alex, good to see you there, buddy. Silvis, Illinois was just the place where locomotives went to rot. Not necessarily. They did a lot of remanufacturing of locomotives out of the Silvis shops, and they built gen sets there as well. So they did quite a lot there. So, but no, Randall Ellison, Reading and Northern is still an independent operation. So yeah, very interesting developments that have come out in the last 24 hours, especially with Montana Rail Link. Now, as I said with the MRL announcement, it still has to go through the Surface Transportation Board before the lease can be terminated. So right now the lease is still intact, but BNSF and MRL are in agreement to terminate it. But it still has to go through the STB. So keep that in mind. So we shall see what happens with that. But something else to keep track of, huh? First, the KCS CP merger, and now BNSF Montana Rail Link acquisition. So, times be a changing. And I'm sure this means that any and all Montana Rail Link rolling stock model rolling stock rather, is just going to go up in price, especially in O scale. I already saw somebody in a group I'm in on Facebook posting just hours after the announcement that they were suddenly looking for Montana Rail Link SD70 ACEs from MTH. So be on the lookout for scalpers and stuff like that, and asshole hoarder prices when it comes to stuff like that. So anyways, that is just about it, really. This is kind of the test run of the new live stream stuff that I said I wanted to do. I will be doing a live stream later this week with Dakman Productions, hopefully, for the new Lionel 2022 catalog. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And we'll see what exciting stuff is in there for the O-scale side of things. But what's going to happen to the MRL management? Are they just going out of service? Yes, they're going to become part of BNSF. So it is what it is. However, all of Montana Rail Link's employees, all 1,200 of their employees, BNSF has already said that they will keep those employees for now. So there you go. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in for this first little pop-up live stream. And hopefully I'll be able to do some more here in the near future. I'm definitely going to try to do a few more of these over the course of the year, as well as regular video uploads. Now, I will be doing the catalog stream, and I will be doing a catalog video as well, where I talk about my personal highlights. So keep an eye out for those later on in the week. So it's going to be a busy week coming up. So in the meantime, I will see you guys on the next stream, in the next video, and down the road. So I will see you guys next time. This is Ravenhawk6910 signing off.